He always carried a
red purse.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now.
Max is very competitive, as am I. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with him.
Oh, it's easy. He was an Incredible Hulk.
Eric Bana.
Other one.
Mark Ruffalo.
Other one.
Lou Ferrigno.
Primal Fear.
Richard Gere never played the Incredible Hulk. Time.
Jesus Christ. Ed Norton.
Oh, Primal Fear.
Guys, what do you say we do this at my house next week? This will be a game night to remember.
Oh, boy.
Tonight, we're taking game night up a notch. We don't need a board, and we do not need pieces.
We won't need any extra rudeness either.
Someone in this room is going to be taken.
Oh, it's a murder mystery party.
Fun! Whoever finds the victim wins the grand prize, the keys to the Stingray.
Just the keys?
No, Ryan, the whole car.
Oh, yes! I just want to wish you the best of luck tonight. Bye. Baby, hand me those matches. I'm about to burn this door down.
You're gonna light a fire in a windowless room that we're trapped in.
Why you gotta make my idea sound stupid?
You're not gonna know what's real and what's fake.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Lucky Dog Podcast. This is your host, Elias Roush, here with another fresh movie coming out the gate. I know there's been a lot coming, but we got another one, and another one. It's Game Night by directors John Francis Daley and Johnathan Goldstein, written by Mark Perez. A group of friends who meet regularly for game night find themselves trying to solve a murder mystery. So this movie was coming out of the gate pretty intense. I was not ready for what I saw. I had no idea what it was about to be. I knew it was going to be a Jason Bateman joint, and Jason Bateman's always talking real fast, and talking real fast, and always talks his way out of shit. And if you've seen Ozarks, that's very much a lot what that show's like. He's the star of that on Netflix, I believe. So it's got Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, Kyle Chandler, some lady named Sharon Horgan. Sorry, I should know these names a little bit better. Lamorne Morris, Billy Magnuson, Kyle Bunbury, and Jesse Plemons. Let me tell you, this is a pretty stacked cast. Some of those names you might not have recognized past Kyle Chandler, but trust me, everyone in this movie is bringing it. They're really bringing it, and not only are they bringing it, they're enjoying what they're doing. They're enjoying the roles they're fulfilling. So Jason Bateman and Rachel, their names are Max and Annie. Max and Annie are working on trying to have these game nights with all these folks and everything. And the basic premise is Jason Bateman's brother comes over, and he's got another crazy game that everyone needs to participate in, and so the game gets way out of hand. People go get kidnapped and go missing, and since this is a spoiler cast, you probably already know that how this ends, and Michael C. Hall ends up at the end, and it's like some crazy shit. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? So to be honest, I had to see this 2 times just to get a full feeling of what the hell this was actually even about. The movie I would describe as a clever, quirky action comedy with heart and care not normally shown in a February release. I thought the good things about it were some of the cinematography, the visuals. They were amazing. Some of the car chases and overhead shots, and just technical skill that went into this, what you thought was a comedy. There was a lot of thought put back into what was going on, and the choreography that was correlated with the action scenes was amazing. It was amazing. It was probably better than what February was even expecting. I don't think anybody was expecting it to be that fun of a ride. The acting, everyone was, like I said, was on point. Everyone was enjoying playing these specific roles. Rachel McAdams, I've never seen her act like that before, but she was kind of spitballing all the time, just saying these crazy things just as fast as Jason Bateman is, and he, you know how Jason Bateman is. He's a fast talker, always talking his way out of stuff, that type of thing, and she's right there with him. She's right there, bringing the jokes right back. I can't even say it any better than that, because they fit together like puzzle pieces. The two character types. Now I don't know if they looked good together. I guess that's really up for you to decide. I thought that maybe she looked a little bit young for him, but I mean, it's 2018. Who cares now, right? I mean, live and let live these days. You never know. There's things worse to get all worked up out. But I guess it works. The titles and credits were really cool. I thought the transitions and stuff like that, they just really took time to think about the small things. There's a title sequence and an ending sequence that are both really cool, just in the concept and design. How the overhead shots, specifically when they were doing drone shots over the buildings of the housing developments and the places they lived, it looked like you were looking down into a game board. And so it was really cool how it was shot. I'm not really sure how they did that. I really need to check into that. It kind of looks, I don't even know. I'm not even going to guess how they did that. The music was really good. It really, if you've ever heard Mr. Robot, it felt like the Mr. Robot music was applied during the action scenes and the tense scenes to really elevate it from just a kooky din 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 kind of thing, just some kooky ass music that doesn't need to be in any comedy, really. That it just tells you that comedy's gonna fail. This felt original. This felt like they put some thought into it, and I keep saying that, and that's what I think that this movie deserves a look at, just because it feels original, and I can't really compare it to too many things. Like I said, the music was great. The jokes, there was, if you remember Horrible Bosses had a lot of jokes coming at you, left, right, and the other. But this was somewhat similar in the formatting of how many jokes were applied at one time. And I thought it did generally pretty good. On the second watch, I noticed when you're ready for the jokes, it doesn't quite hit as hard, but the ones that do hit twice as hard. So worth the second watch for that. Now, I did not pay for these. I used Movie Pass, so it doesn't feel quite like I'm spending that $8 to $15, however much a ticket normally costs. So it was a lot easier using a Movie Pass. Some of the not so good things about the movie, I'd say much of the plot might not make sense. In retrospect, I watched this movie twice, and I was like, I don't know if this all landed. This is spoiler conversation, so we should already have known that it shows the credit sequence where Jesse Plemons is going over how he did the entire thing. He masterminded the whole entire thing. And first watch, I didn't catch it. I was like, what are we looking at? And then it showed his face at the end. I was like, huh? Oh, okay, so I understood that he masterminded the whole thing. And then the second time I watched it, it looked a lot more clear. It felt like I was actually looking at the storyboards that the movie guys were plotting out. But looking back, did Jesse Plemons have a hit on Kyle Chandler at the beginning? Like, what the fuck was that? They fucked him up. I don't remember exactly if that if that. I'm just trying to think. Like, did he really do that? Times like these, I need a co-host. I don't have a Doug. Kelly didn't make it. Mark didn't make it. Mark didn't have a movie pass, so he's a little skeptical to go spend $10 or something to go see everything. So times like these, it would be nice to have the chat up. So if y'all have any interpretation of how the hell does this movie work on a rewatch? Does it even work on a rewatch, or are you just supposed to enjoy the ride the entire time? Because I'm pretty sure you have to ignore a lot of things that happen in this. The plotting might not make any sense in retrospect. There's hardly any repercussions for anybody. People are like shot. I can't believe a cop staked all this game night shit out. I mean, yes, you have to stretch your disbelief for many things of this movie. You know, this is a comedy and stuff like that, but there's no repercussions. Like, people died, and like they broke in a house, and like there's the mob was after them. I had to, like, what? I was like, oh my Lanta. And then like the triple Jesse Plemons ending. First of all, I've never even liked Jesse Plemons that much. And he's, ever since Breaking Bad, he's grown on me as an actor, and he has gotten so good. He was in a Black Mirror episode this year, and I was like, this guy needs to have way more time on the camera, in front of the camera. But he's a good actor, and he's just underrated, and I really think this is going to be a great showcase for him. He gets to showcase so many different emotions on this, and it's fun, and he's hilarious. I never knew he was so funny. Sorry, that was supposed to be in the bad. Jesse Plemons really just outshined the movie, and I think he was half the reason I went back and saw it, because he was hilarious. And I also missed the first 10 minutes the first time I went. But so I thought the double ending at the end was a little funky. The double ending with Jesse Plemons showing up, and I was like, okay, so he stays the whole thing, and then all of a sudden he gets shot again by one of the guys. First of all, when he gets shot again, no one ever goes and addresses that other guy that shoots him. He's just like, oh, wakes up, shoots him, psh, falls back down, psh, and nobody goes and like punches him out or anything like that. Like, I thought that was a little sketchy. Like I don't know, but and then Michael C. Hall, fucking Dexter, shows the fuck up, and he's like, I'm gonna cut y'all bitches. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And second watch, it solidified that second double ending, or whatever you want to, I call it a double ending, didn't need to be there. I am convinced that the movie guys just didn't know what to do at the very end, and they just needed to do something to wrap the whole thing up, and apparently Jesse Plemons was not enough. I'm not really sure. Maybe the runtime was really low. I thought the movie was an hour and 40 minutes. That's enough time. They could have cut that second ending for whatever reason, or just made it a longer car chase or something like that. I'm not really sure. It just kind of doesn't really make sense to me. I guess they just wanted a guest appearance, introducing Michael C. Hall, bringing in fucking Dexter, and now he's the bad guy. Like, they had a bad guy at the mob house, and I thought the mob house was going to be, the mob was after them, but no, the mob sent Dexter or something like that. I'm not really sure. He was supposed to get the egg, and so they told him to go get the egg or something like that. I don't really know. The list of stuff. I hated that they called it the egg. I was like, why don't you just call it a list? Let's just call it a list. Anyways, I'm going on a rant. Oh shit, it is the guys that brought Horrible Bosses, so that's why there's why didn't they lead with that? I just saw that. Okay, so this is the guys who brought you Horrible Bosses, which could mean a number of things. Who knows? I'm not going to go into too depth about that. John Francis Daley and all of his filmography and everything like that. I don't think he did anything related to Game Night. No, didn't. It was not directed by John Francis Daley. The Horrible Bosses was not. Let's see if Johnathan Goldstein, the other director of this movie, was the director. And no. So who the hell, why does it say that? Let's see. From the guys who brought you Horrible Bosses, maybe just because they put Jason Bateman's face on it, they can say that or something like that. Maybe it was the writer or something, Mark Perez. I don't know if I believe that. And Mark Perez wrote The Country Bears. I don't trust that, and I did not like that. I didn't see it, and I didn't like it. Yeah, this writer did not do that. He did Herbie. Yeah, and Accepted. So that it's surprising where this guy came from. The writer of this movie did The Country Bears, Herbie Fully Loaded, Accepted, Back 9. Did anyone see that? And then Game Night. I wouldn't have ever believed this guy could ever write in my life. That's incredible that this guy could write something this funny, because his filmography looks garbage to me. I don't think I liked any of those movies. Sorry about that. Just it's surprising. Game Night was such a hit in comparison. But still, Mark Perez, keep it up. You can do better. The Game Night was great. Now let's make something excellent. Wrapping up the cast, I would say one of the strongest things about it, like I said, was Jesse Plemons, him coming in. He was, every time he was on screen, he was dynamic. He was stealing the show, and he was so hilarious, and it killed me every time. It was hilarious. Changing it, definitely the third act needs some tightening. It was difficult to swallow, just like all the believability things. Like people died, and they show 3 months later and nothing. Maybe there's a slap on the wrist on Kyle Chandler. Like people died, and I'm not even sure how that happened. No cops was a big problem for me. Okay, so Jesse Plemons was a cop, but but there was no other cops that was pretty much anywhere. I don't believe that. I gotta get a breath after that. Just was a whole lot of rambling. Probably needed to introduce Michael C. Hall at the beginning of the movie, maybe to give him some sort of agency, or maybe just not just be the cackling bad guy, just that kind of guy. He was just like he was the cackling bad guy, and I did like the little trope of him saying, "Let me cut you up" or something like that, and that was definitely a tip of the hat to Dexter. That was definitely a Dexter call out for all the 7 people that were Dexter fans that knew that Michael C. Hall was in this. Michael C. Hall was pretty much a cameo, if anything. So yeah, that's what I would say would do it. Maybe give him just a little bit of backstory. Maybe even make him a former Game Night guy or something like that. I don't know. Just I felt like maybe just because it didn't have any correlation to the rest of the movie, it just felt a little bit unbelievable. Anyways, should you see it? I think so. I think it's a fun, thrilling action comedy that I had written this before. It's the last good comedy since Horrible Bosses and Superbad. A genuine fun ride with the spouse or family. A definite crowd pleaser. Everyone in the theater was rolling by the end, and I think they really enjoyed it. And I think you will too. So check out Game Night. Thank you for listening to the Lucky Dog Podcast. Like, share, comment. If you have any concerns, let me know. Questions, let me know. Until next time. Shit. We're out.
So take a little bath.
Okay. I have one idea. It's so crazy, it just might work.
You're gonna crash the car into the plane like Liam Neeson in Taken 3?
He did that in Taken 3, huh?
You missed it.
Thanks, baby.